Okay, y'all ready to get going? All right, so marketing your business. So a ton of changes in the last couple of months in the sales and marketing departments. Hopefully by the end of this, you're gonna have a better understanding of the resources, the tools and everything available to you. I wanna kind of start off, what do you guys think is the most profitable sales mode, order mode that we have? Catering? Dine-in, catering, pickup, drive-through. So most everyone thinks catering, right? Says catering? No? What? Dine-in? Why? All right, good point. So our paper cost is 3.6% usually. 3.7. Company? Yeah. So how much if I go dine in and I get a drink, use a napkin, do you think that's 3%? Probably not. So our catering's probably a whole lot higher, right? Yeah? We agree? So our catering business, last year we were about 26%. So 74% of our business came from people that came in on premise. About 8 years ago, I started working in the franchise department. And whenever I started going out to West Texas to see Lunch Money, their philosophy was we are a dine-in restaurant that does catering. I think Gracie said it great in her 20-mile march. We've been a catering restaurant that does dine-in. Everyone kind of agree? That's kind of been our focus for the last, 10 years. So we need to change that, right? We need to get people back in, coming into the deli. We don't need to change the 26%. It'd be great if that continues to grow, but we need to drive sales into the deli.
Wanted to put this back up just as a level set. We just talked about this, what our 20-mile march looks like. Our job is to consistently communicate. You'll hear the word consistent come out of my mouth more than any of you care to hear. I'll hammer it in on everything. So this is what we're doing as a brand. And what we really wanted to talk to you today about is if we're doing all this, laying the ground cover, we're building the foundation. If your deli is your wall, what does your wall look like? What can we do for each of you? We're supporting the brand, which is everyone, franchise and corporate, by the way, and markets that really need that kind of big push. So I know there's a lot of questions out there about what about my deli? What does that look like? So that's what we're going to really dive into right now.
So it's fantastic that we've kind of put all the power back in the MP's hands, right? You guys can decide what you want to do. So obviously you can look at this slide and go, wow, we have got a ton of different looks. We're not very consistent with some of the things we're putting out. Hopefully you guys know how to do a creative request. Have y'all used it before? Please use it. Please. I know it says on there too that they need a 2-week lead time, but if Spider-Man calls you up on Thursday and says, I can come to Kids Eat Free next Wednesday for you, don't be scared to go ahead and put one in and see if they can turn something around.
Yes, don't let that scare you.
They can do it. They can get it to you quick.
Yeah. So these are some things we just kind of run across or have been sent and maybe we updated later. But the point we wanted to make here was our job is to consistently communicate. And when we're off kind of doing all these little things just to put out tiny little fires, this is kind of what we end up with. If we can manage that process, this is kind of what we look, this is what we look like, and it has a very consistent look to it.
Consistent message, consistent look. And if you guys are just super creative and want to do your own stuff, there are brand guidelines that if you follow and you really want to go to Kinko's and design your own, we don't really recommend it, but make sure you follow the brand guidelines.
And let us see it.
Yeah.
Too. If you want to work with a quick print and do a quick sign, that's fine. But let us take a look at that and see how we can help. And it's not a control issue, it's a consistency issue. We want to make sure we're all putting our best foot forward. We're making a change to Facebook. Some of you, how many of you are on your pages, like administering your pages? And then how many of you actually post frequently? That's about right, yeah. So we're going to re-centralize Facebook. Facebook is a branding tool. It's not a sales tool. It's not meant to, you give a message, someone reacts necessarily to that message. It's really meant for brand building over time. And we're already doing that on the main page. All of that flows down to your pages. We're going to really re-centralize that, keep the brand voice one voice posting for everyone. The photos will be more consistent, the looks will be more consistent. We will still post for you if you have something you want to post. Abigail Nivens up here. Abby's our new social media person. She's dedicated to social media. We haven't had that in the past, and we have that now. Brandy and I have been kind of splitting some things here and there, but Abby is really, really passionate about it. She's really good at it. Hopefully you guys follow us and have seen that real ramp up that we've been doing behind social media. So she's here to help. We are going to give you access to your reviews. We do still want you to talk back to people and answer questions, concerns. There's no class needed for that. All the MPs or GMs will just automatically be added. What we need from you, if we don't already have it, is the email address associated with your Facebook account. It's not your Jason's Deli unless that's what's associated. Whatever you use to log in, we don't need your login, we won't access your page. We just have to make sure we can find you. And you have to make sure on your settings that you're discoverable as well. Otherwise, you won't show up as an option for us. Again, if you need us, we'll help post for you. Shoot it to Abby, she's got you. So we're not really trying to take away access, and if you still want to post things and you have specials and jobs and all of that, let us help you make sure that's consistent.
So Yelp and Google, I mean, I'll say I travel a lot, and I have never got on Yelp and looked for a place to eat when I'm in a new city and gone to eat at something that was a 3-star. So I don't know if you guys know what your ratings are, but get your ratings up. The best way is to respond to those reviews. I got on and dug around a little bit, and some of you guys are pretty good at it, and some, don't really respond at all, maybe sometimes if there's an issue, but not a lot to the positive ones. So, I would encourage you guys, respond to everything. Say thanks to the ones that say, hey, we love coming in. We love the free ice cream. Say thanks. When Google ranks it, it looks for the volume of reviews as well as the consistency in it. I know you guys are getting the white box, hopefully now. And hopefully you've figured out that you cannot respond on white box. So you've got to go to the native platform. You've got to go to Google or Yelp or Facebook to respond.
And you're all already on the pages. If you don't have login information, send us an email. We'll send it back to you. Everyone, we follow the management plan, and when people change, they send us notices, we move you. You should all have access to Yelp and Google already. Facebook's coming. But this is another reason why we're re-centralizing that Facebook. We're we're marketers, we're branding people. So let us help you with that. We'd really want you to really focus more of your time on this, talking to customers, because that's what you guys do so well. We're really here to make sure that we're raising brand awareness in all your markets. That's myself, Abby, the whole team, really. But when it comes to on-premise opportunities, your dine-in opportunities, your takeout opportunities, the way that we're looking at that is through some Buxton numbers. We'll show you what that looks like and how to get there. And if you are above that $500,000 variance, meaning you're off by that much, and you're ready to grow operationally, you think you've got the people, you've got the drivers, you're ready to take on extra business, and you're ready to spend some money. We have a lot of tactics to share with you that don't cost anything, just things you can do in your communities. But you know, if you think through advertising or buying, you know, printing and things like that, sponsorships, those things cost money. Some of it's real cheap, some of it's more expensive. So when you're ready, you're going to call us. You can email us, you can email me. Brandy Alexander here is our marketing specialist. Ashley Lightfoot is the other. Much like how sales has Katie and Alex here at the back to help you, they're going to come into your market and work through a strategy with you to help build that off-premise sales. Brandy and Ashley are the marketing counterpart of that. They're going to come in and help you figure out what that looks like.
So the exciting thing when you look at the variance sheet is I think there was 42 delis when I counted that had a variance of over 500,000 in on-premise opportunities. So my question to Brandy was, 42, that's a whole lot, that if 20 of them raise their hands real quick and say, hey, we're ready, 500,000, come on. And if 20 more say, well, we're not at that $500,000 variance, but yes, we want help. That's a whole lot for Brandy and Ashley and Brandy. But Brandy assured me that they're ready. Brandy and Ashley, hopefully y'all are ready.
Yes, so this is the projection sheet. We've taken all the Buxton projection information. It was run in January 2018, so it's all new. We took your actual 2017 sales. So these are real numbers. We're missing some from franchise, but all you guys should be in there. You can look on the left to find who you are. I've highlighted in yellow the ones that fall over 500,000, just for kind of a quick glance. You'll see we've got your forecast here for dine-in. We've got your variance in this column. We've got your takeout variance. We've combined the two. So this is the number that we're looking at, this K column. If you're in that yellow and you're ready, call us. We're ready to go.
So we'll share this sheet with you. Y'all probably have access.
Yep.
If you look at the under departments, marketing.
If you look on the brand management page, scroll to the bottom, there's a link right there.
Yeah.
And it's linked in the presentation as well, so you'll all get that so you can see your numbers.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty exciting that there's that much opportunity. Hopefully you guys take advantage, you know. And the exciting thing is that they'll come out and there's no cost to y'all except for what you do. So, you know, if you're ready, get them out there and they'll set a plan, they'll work a plan with you if you're ready to spend a little bit of money in your market.
Yeah, so everything that I've talked about so far, marketing's paying for all of that. We're paying for all those brand level items. The only time that you guys will pay for something is if we sit down and agree on this is what you want to do for your deli and you're willing to spend the money. We're not forcing anything on everyone. So if you're not in that top right, the top right box, it doesn't mean you don't get any help. We're still here to help you. It's going to look a little bit different. We're going to walk through all of those steps. If you're in that top right, we're going to just add a little bit more resources to you. We're going to physically come see you. We're going to look at your market. We're going to try and talk to people in your market, watch some lunch shifts, things like that. If you are a lower variance, then we still have a lot of tools that you guys can use and things that we can do to help you and just spur some ideas. So high variance delis, again, more than $500,000 difference. You can always email marketing at Jason's Deli and you'll get one of us. We'll get back with you. You can email myself, Brandy, Ashley, whatever works for you. We're easy to get a hold of. Our process in this is that within 48 hours, probably sooner, but in case we're traveling, within 48 hours, you have a commitment from us that we'll get back to you and start this process because we're ready to go as well. We're going to talk to you about what you're looking for, what your basic needs are, what you're hoping to get out of the plan, and then we'll set up a date for a site visit. So we'll go through a planning process on our end to try and cover markets. Brandy, myself, Ashley, we'll come out and meet with you guys when it's convenient for you. And we'll probably give you some homework. There's probably going to be some things we're going to need you to gather. what you've been spending money on, you know, the LSM, advertising, things that we can kind of repurpose some money, and we're gonna have you look at your SWOT as well. We come out, it's gonna be a 2-day visit. We need an afternoon with you off-site, so you're not distracted, worried about the deli, just talking about the business of the deli. We'll go over a lot of different things. We'll go over your Buxton information, your demographics, your location, other delis around you, other businesses around you. Sales trends, financials. We'll have a long list, and we'll walk you through all of this before we come meet with you. That's what that first phone call is about. So don't worry about the details too much. When you're ready, we'll guide you through it. So then we're going to come. We're going to, or once we're there, we're going to have an afternoon where we meet and talk about some things. We want to observe a lunch shift, a dinner shift, just see what's going on in the deli, what your customers look like, how they use the deli, how they use the space. We like to look at how people interact with signage, some things that we're doing and areas where they go, so we can kind of figure out, you know, are there other opportunities that we're missing that can be added. And then we'll meet with any third-party marketing meetings like the chamber, the CVB, things like that, where people we want to meet with, not you don't have to, but while we're there, we want to get with people who really know your market from kind of a tourism and people standpoint as well. And we're going to sit down with you. We're going to talk about what that strategy looks like, given all that information, and it's a lot of information, but we need that to figure out what's the best tactical plan. We all really have the same strategy. It's consistently communicating that quality, value, and variety message, but it might look different in a rural deli versus an urban deli, how we get that message out. So that's where we'll work together and give you guys some suggestions on what we think good tactics would be for you. We'll do this together. We'll set a budget together. You guys are driving this one. We're here to help. Once we do that, we get things implemented. You know, we'll get creative things going. We'll execute those things for you. We'll have a check-in kind of system, and that can look however you guys want it to. We can have weekly calls. You can say, "I'll see you in 3 months. Good luck." Whatever works for everybody. We're pretty flexible on that. We definitely want to have a 3-month check-in where we just see how things are going. I will always remind people, marketing doesn't happen overnight. You're not going to run an ad and business is going to get crazy. It takes time. You got to build it, and you got to build it consistently. And again, I'll talk about layers. You got to do something baseline, then do something else layered on top. All of those things cumulatively are really what's going to help drive your business.
Like Brandy said, the low variance delis, they're still going to get some attention, so you can still set up a call. One of them will go through it, set the same plan, look at the same information. There's also like the sales resource guide. There's a marketing resource guide they've developed now that will, They combined into one? Okay. So that information will be in there for you to use.
Yes. So we added kind of that front section is going to be on premise and the back section is going to be off premise. It's all one thing now, so you just have one document to deal with. And it's linked here. You can get the folder. Within this, you're going to see we've got a couple of different options depending on whether you're, what did we end up with? Suburban,
in-town, rural.
Suburban, in-town, and rural is one.
And then urban, metropolitan, urban, and urban core.
And that's another one. So depending on what your BUDS is, your I can never remember what that stands for. Buxton Urban Density Score. Depending on what kind of deli you are, basically your tactics are going to be different. What's going to work in a rural deli is not going to work in a downtown deli. They're different. So what we've tried to do is just cull down some of that information so it's a little less that you have to go through to make it a little bit more specific to your type of deli. And the BUDS are on that Buxton sheet. It's like the first column. You'll see where you fall. So for those lower variants, and I know $400,000 is not low variance, it's a lot, but we got to start somewhere. So for the lower variance delis, if you are ready to grow, we've been doing a lot of work on alphabet soup to try and update all of those materials for you to bring those in line with the new look, the new feel, make them consistent. There are 8 approved offers, if you're not aware. These are things that the leadership team has already said, if you guys want to do these, you're golden. You're good to go. There's no extra approvals you need. If you think you need a little bump and you want to try something out, I would encourage you to choose one of these. And the reason is we've tested these in different markets. These are the ones that work well for us. So we've done some of the testing for you. Of these offers, all of them are on Alphabet Soup. So there's already materials. You don't have to put in a creative request. Just go to Alphabet Soup to the advertising flyers. There's a promotion section. Download what you need, get printed what you need. It's all there for you. It's all customizable for your deli as well. If you want to do another offer besides these 8, make sure you talk to your DO. And you have to put in a request to have a POS button made. IT needs 2 weeks to do this, so plan ahead. And they won't make the button without a DO approval. So before you add something to this or want to do your own thing, just talk to your DO. We'll talk it through, figure out if that makes sense, then we'll get all the approvals done.
We just want to make sure that if you guys are doing something that we can track it, we can see if it works, then that'll be one of the approved offers. So.
Yeah. We're also working on an updated structure for Alphabet Soup. Hopefully it'll make things a lot easier for you to find. It's going to follow the flow of the marketing and sales guide. So as you're going through that marketing and sales guide, it's going to be sectioned in a way that it kind of matches that. So if you're looking at a section, you like what's going on there, you'll be able to find that pretty easily on Alphabet Soup. Oh, this is us, marketing team. This is the whole team. It's not a huge team. It's a powerful team. Yes, yeah, stand up, you guys. So you can see faces.
I'm Ashley. I'm Brandy Alexander.
I'm Abby. It says Abigail, but you can call me Abby.
So Abby's on social media. Brandy and Ashley are going to be the ones coming to your markets and helping you guys with strategies. We've also got the sales team in the back too. If you guys have questions about sales, if you guys, why don't you guys stand up and say hi as well? Yeah, say hi. So really the difference, hopefully you guys got that. Marketing's really focused on, we're focused on kind of building the arch that pulls everything together, both on-premise, off-premise. But really we're charged by the leadership, by Troy, with putting butts in seats. We're driving that dine-in traffic and the takeaway, the pickup traffic as well. Gracie and the sales team are really focused on that off-premise. Very parallel tracks. When you look at our plans kind of side by side together, we've both got a couple of people who come to market. We've both got people who will do things for the brand. They're very similar tracks, just focused on or off-premise. Hopefully that clarifies a little. Does that make sense? How that's kind of going to work? We're ready. We're really, our whole job is to help you guys. We all have the same objective. We all want to build sales. Everybody wants to make more money for the company, for themselves. That's what we're here for. So we're really anxious and excited. I'm really excited to help and to get to know more of you guys and your individual delis.
42 delis, over $500,000.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of money on the table.
That's a lot. So yeah, hopefully some calls.
Yeah.
This week, next week, get them ready.
Yeah, and I will say too, we've heard from some people, or the Buxton variants or the Buxton projections are wrong. I think mine's bigger, or mine's lower, and that kind of thing. This is our measuring tool. You got to have something to measure one thing to the other. It may not be perfect, but it gives us a good basis to work with. And then it's refreshed every year, and it takes into account all of those things that are happening in your market, growth and housing and competition and changing demographics. So that gets refreshed.
So it's only updated once a year?
Once a year. Yeah. So the numbers that are on this projection are from January of this year. They're the newest projections that you have. So they may not match your playbook, but they'll be close. What else? Anyone else? Who's ready? Will. We're ready. We're excited.
Mail them, call them.
Yeah. Don't hesitate. I know we say sometimes it takes 2 weeks. We would like 2 weeks because there's just a lot going on. I mean, we turned an ad this morning for Adrian at Hancock, you know. The great thing too is, you know, I know a lot of you use like a quick print and a banner and this kind of here and there. One good thing about really centralizing that and working with us is if we see repeat requests, then we know that it's a need in the field. And we don't know that if you guys are kind of accomplishing things kind of piecemeal. But if we can help with that, it helps everyone. Because if we can see we've gotten 10 requests for this type of flyer, okay, well that makes sense that that's something that should go in alphabet soup, and then everyone has access to it. So that's another reason that we're really trying to help you guys. It's so, not just we help you with a flyer, it's your flyer's a great idea and maybe Clint can benefit from it and maybe Max can benefit from it. And so that's another reason we really want to have some more communications on what you need, because you're probably not the only one who needs it. All right, y'all know who to call. All right, not Ghostbusters. Maybe, it depends. We're ready, we're here to help. Very excited too.
Thank y'all.
We'll wrap it. We'll take a 6-minute break. Thank you guys, we appreciate it. Really do.